Also watch for live events in the area. We will be at Big Creek High School in Moore, West Virginia on Saturday, October 10th, 7:30 bell time. Matoka Recreation Center, Matoka, West Virginia, on Saturday, October 24th, also a 7:30 bell time. On November the 7th, we'll be in Bluefield Middle School, and on November the 14th, Peterstown, also 7:30 bell time. On the way to the ring, accompanied by his brother Joe Brody, weighing in at 210 pounds from Las Vegas, Nevada, Mark Brody. Opponent, weighing in at 239 pounds from Paris Island, South Carolina, War Dog. Got a great match right here, fans. Mark Brody against the War Dog. Collar and elbow tie up. Mark Brody goes into the headlock. Irish whip. Oh, and a nice forearm.
Big
Referee
power
goes
move
for the
that time
count.
by the War Dog.
Count of 2. Wrestlers circling around each other. Another collar and elbow. Side headlock. Another Irish whip. Oh, and a nice shoulder tackle.
Two powerful men in the ring right now. It's going to be real hard to contain either one of them.
Pretty much a filling out period here early on in the AWA second match. Nice clothesline by former tag team champion Mark Brody. And the War Dog rolls out to gain his composure. Joe Brody circling around after him, but the War Dog gets in the ring.
It's going to be a definite disadvantage for the War Dog. Joe Brody being out there with his brother Mark.
Anywhere you see Mark Brody, you see his brother Joe, and vice versa.
Big power move once again by Mark Brody.
Mark Brody into the wrist lock. Referee asking War Dog, does he want to quit?
War Dog, a tough competitor. It's going to take more than just an arm bar to take him out of this match.
Right. You know them Marine guys, they won't give up for nobody. To the arm bar, Mark Brody.
Simple in its nature, that arm bar is still a painful maneuver.
Still a filling out process here early on. Joe Brody talking trash to the fans outside the ring.
Both men vertical base now.
Irish whip. Clothesline by the War Dog. And he slides out of the ring to regain his composure as the brothers talking with each other.
And again, we go back to that advantage. Joe Brody is there. He can give his brother confidence, tell him what he needs to do. Brody sitting back, Joe sitting out there, just looking at the match and telling Mark what he can and cannot do. That's a definite advantage. Goes out there and get that 10 count.
I agree. The Brody brothers, mostly tag team specialists, but tonight the championship committee split them up into singles matches, see what they could do on their own.
Mark Brody right now seems to be in a bit of control in this match at this point.
Yes, definite advantage. Until there, a low blow by the War Dog. and an elbow to the base of the skull. And he's arguing with Joe Brody. Now to a reverse chin lock. Really squeezing on the pressure. You know, this kind of move, it also puts pressure on Mark Brody, but he also has to carry all the weight of the War Dog. Definite advantage right there.
If applied right, it won't take long for a guy to submit, but Mark Brody powers his way out of that one.
Mark Brody gaining the upper hand, forces him back into the turnbuckle. Referee gives him the count, and a nice European uppercut by Mark Brody.
War Dog really struggling in the corner at this point.
Irish whip reversal. And a nice splash by the War Dog sends Mark Brody wincing in pain in the middle of the ring. War Dog stays on top of Mark. And another right hand. Fans getting in on the action here. Oh, and a nice leg drop.
Oh, that was a
by the
perfectly
War Dog.
executed. And for the cover.
2 count. Mark Brody kicks out. Too early for the pin there, fans. Mark Brody pulling War Dog back up. And a top wrist lock sends War Dog down to the mat. Lateral press and a 2 count.
Both men trying anything and everything to get the advantage, and it's just been back and forth each way.
Very good match here in the second match at AWA Championship Wrestling. Both men trying to get an advantage. Right now, a seesaw match as we reach about the halfway point.
Mark Brody seems to like that armbar. Each time he's gone to it, it's really worn the War Dog down.
What is this? Joe Brody talking with the ref, distracting him. As Mark goes for the advantage. Oh, and he misses. Schoolboy roll up. And a 3 count. Or is it? Referee says it's a 2 count. Mark Brody getting out of that one. Slides out of the ring.
Mark Brody doesn't look like to be a happy camper at this point.
Both brothers talking with each other. As Mark Brody gets back into the ring, War Dog waiting him patiently.
It was only a 2 count.
There you see the tag team work of the Brody brothers taking advantage of the War Dog once again.
It's hard enough to get the advantage of Mark Brody one-on-one, but add Joe Brody to the mix and turn it into a handicap match, and that's even harder.
2-on-1, just too unfair for the War Dog. I don't believe he can come back from this. We'll have to find out. Irish whip. Oh, and a nice elbow. War Dog rebounding fine.
Fight's not out of the War Dog yet.
Lateral press, hooks the leg. Referee distracted by Joe Brody once again. War Dog's got to be frustrated with this. Don't you agree, Eric?
Oh, yeah. The War Dog's just really getting frustrated at this point, just trying to wear Mark Brody down, and nothing seems to be getting to that point where we get that 3 count. And now Joe Brody buying Mark some time and really just frustrating the War Dog.
The War Dog has him pinned right in the middle of the ring, but the referee is distracted. Now War Dog comes over. And a cheap shot by Joe Brody.
Brody looked like he had something in his hands.
Lateral press and a 3 count. Winner of the match, Mark Brody. You got to wonder if something was loaded in that glove as a fist to the back of the head sends the War Dog down.
When the War Dog comes through, he's not going to be a happy camper either.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the way to the ring, we all know him as Tommy Sadler, from weighing in at 201 pounds, from the outer limits, Orion!
Getting a quick start in this one, Billy.
Yes, Joe Brody taking it to Orion early on. Oh, and a devastating clothesline by Joe Brody sends Orion down to the mat.
Brody just making a mockery out of the hometown Orion.
Joe Brody knows that the fans are really behind him here in Montcalm, choking him with his own shirt. Pulls Orion back up. Oh, and a devastating chop, and another one. Snapmare. Joe Brody with the elbow to the base of the skull.
Orion has just had no chance at offense. Brody sneak tacked him from the beginning, and it's just been all Brody from then on.
That's what you got to do against Orion. He's so quick and agile. It's hard to get an advantage against him, but the Brodys, both of them, I might add, have quickly taken an advantage to Orion.
Mark Brody very quiet at this point, but this could really turn into a handicap match for Orion.
And Orion with a nice reversal into the hammerlock as Joe Brody gets to the ropes. Goes outside the ring to buy some time. As Tommy tries to catch his breath. Orion.
Joe having it out with a couple fans over there on the far side. Now his brother Mark comes over, gives him the confidence he needs. Brody's back on the ring.
Fans seem to really be behind Orion here in Montcalm, West Virginia.
The more the fans get into this, the more Joe Brody's going to get angry. And you don't want to mess with Joe Brody when he's angry.
No, or Mark Brody. We know this is going to be a 2-on-1 match, as we've seen in the last match with Mark Brody. Oh, and a nice reversal by Orion. Orion, also a great technical wrestler. One of the top-ranked cruiserweights here in the AWA, as Joe Brody goes to work on the leg.
That move right there can break an ankle.
That's the way you got to stop the offense here of Orion, work on the legs, take that speed away from him.
A modified jawbreaker that time by Brody.
Joe Brody brings Orion back up. Brings him over to the corner. A blatant choke. Referee orders for him to break the hold. Now Mark Brody goes to work on him.
This is quickly turning into a handicap match. Orion really on the bad end of this.
Joe Brody back on the offense. Shoulder tackle into the corner.
Orion needs to get out of that corner.
Irish whip, reversal. Orion back. And a clothesline to the corner. Sends Joe Brody to the mat.
That's one way to get the advantage when you're outweighed by 50 pounds.
Orion looks like he's going to go to work on the leg. Orion, his finisher, everybody knows the Rainbow Bridge, a version of the reverse Indian Deathlock. Could be setting him up for that.
Applying a lot of pressure to the ankle of Brody.
Yes, fans may not know, but Joe Brody injured his leg just last week in Danville, Virginia. And Orion certainly knows that as he goes to work on it.
Find the weak spots and exploit them. That's the way to win matches.
Yes, and that's what he's trying to do, but Joe Brody, also a great wrestler, can't take nothing away from him, even though he does like to cheat a lot and take advantage of the rules.
The power of Brody just overpowers the speed and quickness of Orion.
That's what he's got to do, use his power advantage against the speed. Orion showing his speed with the reversal. Oh, and a reverse neck breaker.
Both
Orion
men
could be out.
both men with power maneuvers in succession and really taking a lot out of him.
Both men trying to get back to their feet. As both men try to climb the rankings here in the AWA. Joe Brody looks like he's going to try a vertical suplex. And he does, almost a brainbuster type maneuver.
Once again, the power of Brody just overtakes the speed and quickness of Orion.
Joe Brody with the lateral press. 1, 2.
Not enough.
Orion showing his resilience there. Joe Brody takes him outside the ring.
This is one place you don't want to see Joe Brody is on the outside because he is a dangerous street fighter.
That's where he works his best. And Orion looks to be hurting there in the middle of the ring as Joe rolls back in after him. Goes for the cover. And Orion with the foot on the rope.
Great job by Orion in a ring awareness. Knew exactly where he was and got that foot on the rope. Stopped the count.
Gives a great show of ring generalship. Comes back. Schoolboy roll up. Cover 1, 2, 3.
Orion wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, Orion!
Joe and Mark Brody both do not look like happy campers at this point.
No, he's got to be disappointed with that loss. As Orion takes another step up the championship ladder here in the AWA. Oh, what's this?
Now Mark Brody gets a little piece of the action.
Mark Brody taking a cheap shot after the bet.
In the locker room now with tag team contenders, Mark and Joe Brody, the Brody brothers and Joe.
Yeah. Tag team contenders and former champions. But I got something else on my mind right now. What I got on my mind is, Orion, you snuck one by me here tonight. If you get a loser partner to go with your loser talent, me and my brother are going to kick you all over this state. The only thing's going to beat you to the hospital is the headlights of the ambulance, and that's all there is to it.
Looks like the fans are really behind the juicer here early on.
Don't know a whole lot about Inferno #1, but his style should prove to be something that of the juicers, and so this should be a good matchup.
Yeah, I was backstage. I was trying to find out who Inferno was, and nobody really knows much about this man. I have found out that he has been wrestling extensively all over the independents here in the Eastern Coast, but that's all is known.
But we
he
do
came
know
in with his hood on, and I'm
but
sure
we do know
he'll
a
lead.
lot. We do know a lot about the juicer. A definite professional. He's always ring ready and always puts on a good show.
Yeah, he's just a consummate professional. WCW and NWA superstar in the early 90s. Mostly a high flyer, but has used more of a ground attack since joining the AWA. Came close to winning the world title back on August 29th in Withfield, Virginia. Looks like Inferno's done his homework on the juicer, not wanting to get involved just yet.
It's almost as if the juicer gets his strength from the fans, and it's really just proven out right now.
Yeah, it's just amazing how strong he really is after those fans get behind him. He's almost unbeatable. Puts Inferno back. Inferno quickly goes to the ropes, not wanting any other juicer just yet. Inferno hollering that he pulled the mask, but we all know the juicer doesn't do that.
Seems to be some kind of controversy at this point. Inferno got his mask pulled, or so it seems. But now we're back to action. Juicer receives a warning from our referee.
Both men collar and elbow tie up. Nice arm drag by the juicer, and Inferno quickly recuperates back to the corner, now complaining that the juicer pulled his tights.
Juicer noticeably a bit on the frustrated side.
You can tell Inferno's been in the ring a long time, as he knows every trick in the book, it seems.
Asking the fans if he pulled the tights, a definite no by them. Now the juicer and Inferno ready to lock it up once again.
Back collar and elbow tie up. Both men trying to get an advantage. Another arm drag. And Inferno quickly goes back to the ropes, as the juicer seems to be on the top of his game here early on.
Inferno just trying to get out of dodge with his mask still intact.
Yeah, I agree. Juicer seems a little frustrated, as Inferno trying to get all the advantage here early on. Both men trying to feel each other out early on in this important AWA match. Everybody here in the AWA trying to get a shot at that belt, as Pitbull Bob Brown will do later on.
That's going to be a great matchup here tonight on AWA Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, I spoke with Pitbull earlier, and he didn't have much to say. He was very focused, wanting that belt so bad, has worked so hard for it. And a nice shoulder tackle by the juicer. And an arm drag into the arm bar there, quickly disrupting Inferno's offense.
Armbar puts a lot of pressure on that shoulder and takes that pretty much out of the sync of the entire wrestler's persona, and without that shoulder, pretty much ineffective with that arm as well.
Yeah, great move by the juicer. As Inferno makes his way back to the ropes, referee orders a break. And the juicer backs away. Great sportsmanship by the former NWA WCW superstar. Oh, and the Inferno lures him in with a boot to the gut.
Right to the eyes that time.
Goes to work on him. Nice forearm. Backs him into the corner. Goes to work on the midsection. Hitting him right in the solar plexus. That'll take the breath out of anybody.
Inferno trying to just turn this into a brawl instead of a wrestling match.
Irish whip, a reversal. And a backdrop. Sends Inferno to the roof just about. Getting some major air. And back to the wrist lock.
Juicer, not a large man, but surely has a lot of power in that small frame.
Yeah, it's very deceptive strength. As you have to be if you wrestle here in the AWA. Our motto is, we're better. Lateral press, got a 2. Back to the arm bar.
Juicer started working on that arm and just is unrelentless and just staying on that.
Yeah, Inferno trying to find a counter, some kind of move to get him out of this predicament as he makes his way back to his feet. And grabs the hair. But the Juicer does not stand for it. He just goes back to the wrist lock. Fireman carry takeover. Back into the arm bar. And the Inferno's back where he has been most of the match. That's on his back. Irish whip. And a nice clothesline sends Inferno to the mat.
Just overpowered Inferno that time, as he has pretty much the entire match. As here he goes with a big body slam.
Juicer in complete control right now. Elbow drop with the lateral press. 1, 2. Inferno able to kick out.
Inferno number 1, I'm a little bit impressed with him at this point. He's taken a lot of hard shots by the Juicer and still gets up each time.
Yeah, Juicer seems to be on top of his game. He wants another shot at that belt. And by the way he's wrestling tonight, you can't really doubt him that he'll get it. But all it takes is 3 seconds for your shoulders to be on the mat, and it's all over. You know, you're back down at the bottom of the ladder trying to work your way back up.
3 short seconds can mean the difference between upstart and nobody.
And the Juicer circling around the ring, measuring his shot. Inferno backs away. Both men collar and elbow tie up. Backs him into the corner. Referee going for the count. And a shot to the gut. Another one. And now he's kicking him.
Just working the midsection as the Juicer at this point. Now he goes to the head, takes him down to the mat.
Looks like Juicer started playing around as he takes it right to Inferno.
Juicer hollering for showtime.
And Inferno hanging by the bottom rope, and he finally falls outside of the ring. Referee goes for the count.
Juicer keeping the fans in this equation at this point as Inferno hits it back into the ring.
And a nice shot by Inferno number 1. Elbow to the base of the skull. And a shoulder into the midsection. Sends Juicer to his knees. Both men looking to be a little winded as they've fired everything that they know how here in the match. Inferno going for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out by the Juicer. The Juicer not going to let that put him down.
Juicer's having a tough matchup right here against Inferno. He had a tough matchup back on August 29th when he competed against John the Crippler Steele for the AWA Championship. And I tell you right now, he's got all he can handle right now out of Inferno.
Yeah, Inferno looks like he's been in there a long time, knowing just what to do. Looks like he may know the Juicer from somewhere, as they certainly are putting on one great match here on AWA Championship Wrestling.
Inferno goes on the offensive now.
Misses the elbow. Cross body. 1, 2, and a kick out. Arm drag. And Juicer back on the offensive. Both men giving it all they got. Trying to pull out a victory.
Juicer just laying all his body weight and putting all the pressure on that left arm of Inferno. Pretty soon that left arm of Inferno is going to be inadequate and just not be able to use.
Yeah, it could be hurting him really bad right now as Juicer's worked on it most of the match. The referee signals that Inferno's still in it. Looks like he could be going for a pile driver here. Oh, no. Looks like a ear ringer, some sort of type maneuver. And Inferno is out.
Whatever it wasn't fun for Inferno.
And a kick out by Inferno.
Where is Inferno getting this extra power from?
I don't know. Anytime you're on TV, you just want to get that little extra bit that you have. And
Juicer is throwing everything he has at him, and Inferno still gets up.
Great resilience by both men. Both men into the corner. Irish whip reversal. Juicer comes in, misses. Inferno just too quick. That could be the mistake that gives the victory to Inferno if he can just take advantage.
Could be a very costly mistake.
Juicer going yet another kick out as Inferno goes for a blatant choke. Could just be a sign of frustration. Now for a rear chin lock and raking the eyes. Oh, and he lands right on the small of the back.
Inferno number 1 now showing some power maneuvers. His small frame will fool you. So both men, even though on the smaller side would compete as cruiserweights, are showing a lot of power at this point in this match.
Yeah, both men giving it everything they have, showing all that intestinal fortitude. As both men fire back and forth. As Inferno with a hard right hand and another.
Juicer really getting wore down in that corner.
And the fans showing their dislike for Inferno. Irish whip. Inferno, runs into the boot. Juicer takes advantage.
Even though worn out, Juicer had just enough to get that leg up and stop the momentum of Inferno as he goes down with a big drop kick.
Nicely executed right there. One of the best in the business. Picks him up. Tremendous body slam. Juicer signals to the fans. Could be going for
this could be dangerous for Inferno 1.
Could be the coup de grace right here.
Juicer is a power wrestler, but he can still high fly with the best of them. Poised
Up
on that
top.
top turnbuckle. Forget about it.
Oh, and the guillotine leg drop. That could be it.
And that's
And
it.
a 3 count. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match, the Juicer. On the way to the ring, accompanied by Joey Morton from Onceavert, West Virginia, weighing in at 240 pounds. He is the Heartbreaker, Scotty Mckeever. His opponent on his way to the ring, weighing in at 210 pounds from Van Nuys, California, Sweet Scott South. And the bell rings, and we're underway here as Scotty Mckeever goes up against Sweet Scott South. The referee trying to get Joey Morton out of the ring.
Fans are not behind Scotty Mckeever.
No, I believe it's mostly because he's associating himself with Joey Morton, who the fans really hate here in the AWA.
Now Mckeever's doing a little posing at this point.
Yeah, Mckeever and Morton have tagged many times before, and a lot of people know that they are good friends, as the fans are quickly putting themselves behind Sweet Scott South.
Morton could quickly become a factor in this match.
Yes, it looks like he's not out here just to watch. Looks like he has some kind of other agenda on his mind. As Scott South executes a headlock there. And Mckeever grabbing the hair, trying to get out of it. Referee orders him to let go. Irish whip. Shoulder tackle. Duck over. Leapfrog. Hip toss. He reverses it to one of his own.
Two
Drop
power
kick
wrestlers.
sends Mckeever outside.
South and Mckeever are two power wrestlers, but for their such big builds and be so powerful, they are very quick and agile. This is going to be a great one-on-one matchup.
Yeah, I agree. Both men very talented, a lot of ability, trying to step the way up the ladder here in the AWA. As Morton complains that he should be a disqualification for throwing him over the rope.
I said it should be a great one-on-one matchup, but if it comes to two-on-one matchup, it's going to be a quick match.
I agree. As I said before, Morton has got to be out here for some other reason than just to watch.
Now Mckeever complaining about a tight pull.
Both men circling around, trying to get an advantage here early on. Collar and elbow tie up as Mckeever goes for the wrist lock. Reversal
Quick
by
reversal.
Scott South. Into the arm bar. You know, Mckeever's been around all over here in the Independence, Tennessee. He's wrestled for Power Pro Wrestling.
Mckeever, a cagey veteran, and can surprise you with his flurry of offense.
Yeah, he's very good. I'm surprised he hasn't had a title shot yet, but with his ability and his record, it can't be long, as he is a proven veteran, just a consummate professional in and out of the ring, although he will tend to break the rules every now and then to get an advantage.
Mckeever definitely a championship contender at this point, but cannot look beyond Sweet Scott South, because if he looks beyond him, he could end up with a loss in the column.
Yeah, you can't look past anybody here in the AWA because the competition is so great. Anybody could win the belt any given night. The competition is just that tough.
New champion just 3 seconds away at any point.
And a nice cross body, gets a 2 count. Shows you right there. Just a split second. You know, you could find yourself at the top of the championship ladder getting a title shot.
I mentioned Mckeever's ability to go on a flurry of offense, but don't rule out South. He's had some great offensive maneuvers, and this armbar has just proven that he is an offensive wrestler.
Yeah, both men trying to get an advantage here early on. Scotty Mckeever complains that Scott South pulled his hair. The referee sees that Mckeever is indeed the one that's pulling the hair. Mckeever fires the forearm to the head of Scott South and another one repeatedly.
Just powered his way out of that armbar.
Irish whip. And another arm drag. Scott South making a very good impression on the championship committee here in the AWA as Mckeever recuperates outside the ring. Mckeever gets back into the ring. Both men circling around. Collar and elbow tie up. And a knee to the sternum. Oh, and a hard right hand. I believe you could hear that one a mile away. Scotty Mckeever with one of the most fierce punches in the AWA. Oh my God, what a chop.
Blood-curdling sound echoes through the arena.
That, my friends, is going to leave a mark.
You'll feel that one in the morning.
Another thunderous drop kick by Scott South. Back into the offensive with a nice arm bar.
Has found a weak spot on Mckeever and is constantly going right back to it. South just really done his homework and has scouted this match.
Yeah, it seems like he's really prepared for this match. Wanting to win here. As I said before, you get on TV and everything changes. Everybody wants to beat you so much more. It brings the best out of everybody.
Competition level really steps up when you put that camera on.
Scotty Mckeever breaks the ice to get out of the armbar. Great move by the veteran. Punches a couple of times in the ribs.
Mckeever definitely an experienced wrestler, but also looks like an experienced street fighter at that.
And a knee to the midsection. Sends Scott South down. And a boot right to the head. And another one. Now Scotty Mckeever is showing what a true ring general he is. Putting together the combinations, that's what you got to do to win. Putting a series of moves together to get your opponent pinned or submitted, any type of.
If a wrestler can get himself into a groove, into a flow, it's real hard to break that momentum.
Yes, what he's doing is dictating the pace, getting the momentum behind him. The consummate professional, Scotty Mckeever. It's been in plenty big-time matches before. And it's just showing you what a great competitor he is. But Scott South comes right back with the sleeper.
In the center of the ring, Mckeever could be out. This could be doomsday for Mckeever.
Scotty Mckeever reverses. And a nice suplex. A great counter by Scotty Mckeever.
Both men are down. That sleeper hold definitely had its effect on Mckeever.
Yeah, but look at this. He's the first to get on to his feet and makes the pin. But Scott South only lets him get a 2 count as he kicks out. Mckeever throws Scott South out.
Oh, boy. Here's where it turns into a 2-on-1 match. Morton has South. Oh, big chop.
We knew he was out here for another reason, and he's showing you right there. He is helping Scotty Mckeever attain the advantage here. As Mckeever goes with a blatant choke, putting the boot right across the windpipe. That's got to put a bad effect on Scott South. Looks like he could be attempting a suplex. Nicely executed.
Powerful suplex executed by Mckeever.
Mckeever going for the elbow. Goes for the pin. Only a 2 count. As referee Eric Foster signals the 2. Mckeever back on the rear chin lock.
Fans definitely on the side of Sweet South at this point, really voicing their displeasure of Joey Morton and Scotty Mckeever.
Fans starting to pull behind Scott South, getting that adrenaline flowing.
South starting to come alive as the fans get into it. South digging deep, trying to get anything he can, as now he's powering out of that hole.
Back into the corner. Irish whip reversal. And Mckeever runs into a boot. Comes back and runs into an elbow. Scott South digging in. Oh, and a nice power slam. That could be it. 1, 2. Scott
Kicked that
South.
out. South reaches deep down south and pulls that one out.
What resilience by this youngster to dig down deep.
It's all about intestinal fortitude, Billy.
Yeah, a lot of resilience by this competitor. As Mckeever makes his way toward the ropes, could be attempting to use them as an advantage.
Look at Mckeever now. Well,
the fans still trying to cheer Scott South on.
fans once again come alive.
That's Scotty Mckeever putting a foot on the ropes to gain the advantage.
Referee stepping in and warning Joey Morton. Mckeever just putting all his weight into that hold, and it's really wearing down South.
Yeah, Scott South could be out here in just a short amount of time. I don't know if he can battle back from this. And referee Eric Foster.
He warned him and called him this time. Gives him a 5 count to break the hold.
Mckeever breaks. That could help Scott South out there. Maybe he could have caught his breath. But Mckeever, the great ring general that he is, goes back to work on him, doesn't give him a chance.
Big kick to the midsection.
And a nice clothesline. Mckeever puts him back down, goes for the pin. And a 2 count. Scott South will not give up. He just keeps coming back and back. I believe Mckeever could be frustrated. Throws him into the turnbuckle. The shoulder block into the ropes. Firing rights back and forth. And another thunderous chop.
South has got to get out of that
another.
corner. Those chops have got to take a lot out of you.
I believe he could be done for here. Scotty Mckeever makes his way to the second rope. Misses the leg drop. Scott South moves out of the way.
Mckeever took too much time going up to that top turnbuckle. South had him pinpointed and just moved out of the way.
Scott South with the Irish whip. Nice elbow. Goes back to work. Side Russian leg sweep. Goes for the pin. Eric Foster with the count. And a 2. Mckeever raking the eyes. Goes for the boot. Execute another suplex. Oh, and a gourd buster.
Oh.
That could be it. 1, 2, 3.
And that'll do it.
The winner of the match, the Heartbreaker, Scotty Mckeever. Great victory by Scotty Mckeever. Climbs his way up the championship ladder here in the AWA.
Fans not too happy about that victory by Mckeever, but needless to say, he did get the victory.
Fans may not like him, but you got to give it to him. He's a great competitor. Weight of 512 pounds from Southwest Virginia. Rock and Blade, the modern day Warriors. on.
What's this all about?
I'm going to make this short and sweet. I didn't know they let kindergarten out yet. Get ready, boys, because we're going to kick some butt and take some names. Now hit the music, stupid.
Defeating the Mexican Connection just a few months ago.
That's right. These two teams have met once before down on August 29th, and a little controversy into that one, but as you can see, Phoenix and Morton did come out on top.
Yeah, the modern-day Warriors, they gave them such a match and a hard fight. The championship committee ordered a rematch here in Montcalm. We could see new tag team champions tonight.
Appears that Morton's going to be starting out for the team of Phoenix and Morton. And it will be Rock starting out for the Modern Day Warriors.
Modern Day Warriors, mostly a power-based tag team. Strong fan following and are very popular since coming to the AWA.
The tag champs are at a noticeable weight disadvantage at this point. They're going to be relying on their speed and agility to get them through this match.
Yeah, Joey Morton missing the hard right hand as he goes over the top rope from that momentum. Joey Morton mouthing off to the fans as they hate him so much, but he hates the fans just as much as they hate him. Wouldn't you agree, Eric?
Morton having it out over there with some fans on the far side. He's back in. Rock's ready to face him.
Collar and elbow tie up. Backs him into the ropes. Referee blocks the right hand, and Rock counters with a right of his own as Morton goes outside the ring.
Referee knows that you cannot hit with that closed fist and was just stopping it before it happened.
Eric Foster, just a great referee here in the AWA, has ref more title matches than any other ref combined here in the AWA.
A definite professional is our referee. The champs taking their time getting back in the ring. Here comes Morton. He's running to the ring, and
Morton trips over the ropes. Not like him, a 10-plus year veteran in the AWA.
How did they get to become tag team champions with coordination like that?
Just a mental error, I believe. I believe they may have overlooked this tag team as Phoenix comes into the fold here early on.
Our first look at Phoenix this time in this matchup. He's still in there with Rock of the Modern Day Warriors.
Side headlock. Irish whip. Clothesline. Inverted atomic drop. And a fierce clothesline sends Joey Morton reeling outside the ring.
As Phoenix wants a break, but he's not going to get one as Blade rolls him back in the ring.
As Blade throws him back in. Oh, and a low blow by Phoenix. That move brought to you by Planners.
That'll ruin your Saturday night.
That'll ruin every night. Phoenix goes to work on the arm. Nice submission move. Seems to be some kind of arm scissors. And Rock counters with a pin. But Phoenix bounces right back.
It's important to bring up at this point, Billy, that the modern-day Warriors are the challengers, and the champions don't have to beat them. Modern-day Warriors have to beat the champions.
Yeah, anytime you're the champion, you have a definite advantage, as the challengers do have to beat them. But the champions, Phoenix and Joey, they're not like that. They want to take it to you each and every night, putting the belts on the line against everybody, and no one has been able to stop them yet.
They've practically run through all the tag team competition here in the AWA. Modern Day Warriors really just popped on the scene and have really just head out for tag team stardom and could really become the champions here tonight.
Yeah, they fired on pretty strong since coming to the AWA just a few months ago. As Joey Morton comes in. And a chop sends him reeling. And another chop.
As no effect that time, it appears on Rock, and catches him with a chop of his own.
And Joey Morton in a lot of trouble. Looks like the challengers are just one step ahead every time.
As Morton in noticeable pain from that chop, and just a blood-curdling chop, and oh man, it's gotta hurt.
You can see some pain. Trying to buy a little time to shake it off. Just a great move by a real ring professional, Joey Morton.
Blade now on the offensive.
Goes with the arm bar. Sends Joey to the mat. Working on it.
Phoenix appears to be taking a slight timeout.
As Joey comes back with the right hand and an arm bar.
Somebody get this man a cup of coffee. As now he's aiding his partner right here, a little bit of double team.
That's a great move by the champions, taking advantage of the referee while he's distracted by Blade's partner Rock on the other corner. They really know how to get an advantage and take it to the modern day Warriors.
Don't let the size of Phoenix and Morton fool you. Though in small packages, still very powerful men.
Yeah, just a great tag team overall. As Phoenix and the ref having some kind of argument.
Once again, the ref's back's turned. And now a little bit of Mike Tyson coming through as he starts biting the arm. Blade really needs to get a tag in here to the Rock.
Joey back on. And the Rock. What is this? Phoenix not paying attention. Looks to be a little dissension in the ranks. Wouldn't you agree, Eric?
Trouble in champion land.
Phoenix wasn't looking. And Blade of the modern day Warriors put his arm over there, and Phoenix started to work on it. Looks like they could be having a little trouble there. And this cannot prove to be very well for the champions. As modern day Warriors, they are already proven contenders, and any advantage could help them win the titles.
Blade at this point has been in that ring for a long time. He's taking a lot of punishment, desperately needs to make a tag. Now Rock tries to waken up the fans. Phoenix going for the ride.
Modern Day Warriors with the cover and a 2 count.
So close to new champions at that point.
Shoulder tackle. Now some double teaming by the challengers, the Modern Day Warriors. Irish whip and a splash. What is this? Oh, and a shoulder tackle off the ropes. Quick pin. And Joey Morton makes a save.
If it hadn't been for Joey Morton that time, the Modern Day Warriors would have been the AWA Tag Team Champions.
Body slam as Rock goes up to the second rope. Fires the forearm across the chin bone of Phoenix. Only gets a 2 count. Phoenix coming back, going to work on the leg now. Nice elbow. And another elbow. And the challengers, just that quick, are back in trouble.
Tag now by Phoenix. In comes Morton.
An elbow across the arm of Rock. And he goes to work with the arm bar.
Continually working on that right arm of Rock.
Rock firing back with right hands. Irish whip. Oh, and an elbow sends Morton reeling. Goes for the pin and a 2 count. Arm drag into the arm bar. And the challengers coming back.
Challengers change the tide at this point. Seem to be on the offensive.
Irish whip. And a double hip toss. Great double team moves as they drop the elbows.
Great teamwork by the challengers at this point to keep Morton down off his feet.
Yeah, and Blade, I believe it could have been a mistake. He might have got the pin had he went for it. Instead decides to go back to work on the arm. Now with a nerve hold, knowing all the pressure points there, as Joey Morton is in a lot of pain. Blade kicking at Phoenix. And a tag sends Rock back in. Staying to work on that arm. That's what you got to do when you want to win the belts. You got to cut the ring off and keep working on the same move, and you got to work on the same part of the body.
The Warriors really effectively cutting off the ring, keeping Morton down, and I do not want to get the fresh man in there, but oh, here comes Phoenix with a cheap shot.
Morton fires a clothesline at Blade of the Modern Day Warriors. Phoenix comes in. And there was no tag, but referee Eric Foster did not see it. Is he going to allow it? Phoenix fires Blade outside the ring, goes to work after him. And
Phoenix eats some steel.
Good move. Counter move by the challengers as Blade trying to fight for everything he's got, as they want the belt so bad, has fought so hard to get a shot at him. Both men fighting outside the ring.
Exchanging powerful fists as now Phoenix is rolled back into the ring.
Phoenix comes right back. Both men exchanging punches. Sunset flip. And Joey Morton makes a save. We could have had new tag team champions there had it not been for Joey Morton.
Less than a count away from new champions.
Joey Morton comes back in. Blatant choke as referee Eric Foster is distracted by Rock of the Modern Day Warriors. Referee asking Phoenix if they tag. He signals yes, but the fans seem to disagree. Joey Morton with the body slam. Alvin off to the fans. Could be taking too much time here.
Morton goes up, nails it.
Great move by Joey Morton. Goes for the pin. And Rock makes the save. Great match leading up to the main event later on. The Pitbull Bob Brown going up against John the Crippler Steele. Just as soon as this match is over.
Let's not look past this tag team title match right now. It's Fist of Fire as Phoenix goes right to the head of Rock.
Now he looks to be biting him. Phoenix using every dirty tactic there is. The fans seeming to show their dislike for the tag team champions.
Morton having a lot of trouble out of the fans right now.
Yeah, it could prove for an advantage for the modern day Warriors. If the champions cannot keep their mind attached to this match, they could walk away without the belts.
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix with this version of the People's Elbow.
Phoenix makes the tag now.
Tags in Joey Morton, who lands a forearm across the face of Blade. Now goes to work with the front chancery as Blade trying to make his way back to the ring. To the tag. Looks like they had a tag there. The referee did not see it, will now allow it, and the champions go to work on Blade.
Phoenix and Morton have been so effective at keeping the fresh man in the ring at this point, really working, just taking out the modern day Warriors.
Yeah, just a great tag team specialist. Both Morton and Phoenix, they have been the longest reigning tag team champions in AWA history since beating the Mexican Connection just a few months ago.
Blade once again tries to come in. He's stopped by our referee.
Phoenix with the spinning neck breaker. Blade really hurting now. Phoenix goes for the pin. Didn't hook the leg. Just a mental error there again by the champions. I believe they got their mind too wrapped up in the fans here.
Wrestling is not only a physical game, but it's so much a mental game. And if you mess up on either one of those, you can get the loss.
Yeah, I've heard so many times that wrestling is 80% mental and 20% physical. That just shows you don't have to be big or tough. You got to have that mindset to go in there and prove in and out.
You just got to want it.
That's it. And what we're trying to find out is who wants it more, the champions, Phoenix and Joey, or the challengers, the modern-day Warriors.
Right now it appears that Morton and Phoenix, the champions, are on the offensive advantage at this point, but Rock's battling back.
Irish whip and reversal. Joey taking too much time. Oh! Lands on the turnbuckle. But still has enough to prevent the tag and stays back on Rock. Goes for the pin. That shows you just what kind of a competitor Joey Morton is, knowing where he is all times in the ring, taking every advantage that he can, firing back right hands. Rock comes back, trying to make the tag, but Joey still enough to make the save there. Snap suplex. And he goes for the pin. No, he decides not to.
Morton into it with the fans again.
Could be another mental error.
Morton.
Could be going for his moonsault.
He's on the top
His
turnbuckle.
finisher. Oh, he goes for it and he misses. Rock able to get out of the way.
Tide could be turning at this point. Rock is up. He leaps for it. He makes the
We have a
tag.
tag. Blade in the ring now. Going at both of them, Phoenix and Joey. And a boot to the chin. As Blade measures him, and a fierce clothesline. The champions are in trouble. And Phoenix makes the save. All 4 men in the ring. That's
Rock's in. Fist and fire. As Morton goes for the ride outside the ring.
with Joey tossed outside, and the modern day Warriors
Challenge is
taking
working on
advantage.
Phoenix.
Belly to belly, perfectly executed. But he decides not to go for the pin. Could be a crucial mistake.
We're all action right now. All 4 men are involved in this match at some point.
Oh, and Joey. Looks like he hit him with something, but I couldn't tell.
It looked like one of those ring masks that he took.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, and still AWA Tag Team Champions,